Hey everyone, it's Jeff, and today we are going to have fun playing Magic. And what we're trying to do is we're playing Wizards. So Adeliz Wizards, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, Wizards you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. The only real new card that we're bringing into this, besides I guess Unsummon, is Lightning Stormkin. So Lightning Stormkin, 2/2 flying elemental wizard with haste. Huge for this deck, being able to get in for 2 points of damage immediately, being able to play it after the Adeliz, maybe two of them getting in for a bunch of damage, or playing it and pumping them a couple times, getting in for tons of damage, and hopefully a lot of the damage will be going face anyway with the instants and sorceries that we're playing. And so this deck has a lot more aggressiveness with the Lightning Stormkin than it did before, so I'm excited to see how it does. I've tested it a tiny bit. I've had some scoops from other people like before we really got the ball rolling here, or just I drew terribly. So we'll see what we run into now. I did change up a couple things, add a little bit of more blue into the deck. So with unsummons, opt and dive down. I'm in between on whether or not unsummons would be better to have just to make sure we can get in with the ground creatures. But we are so heavy in flying that I'm just going to go for one copy and go a lot more for damage output with shocks, lightning strikes, and wizard lightnings. And other than that, that's pretty much the deck. So we do have one Emisizzle. It is a dragon wizard, so it is a wizard with flying, and we're trying to kind of go over the top of people with this deck as well, where because we have enough flyers in here, we can hopefully just kind of tempo out the game at some points too, and just get in with damage that's unblockable kind of with flyers. So let's go ahead, get into the gameplay, see how this does for us, and wish me luck. Here we go.
Before we jump into the gameplay, a quick thanks to Fusion Gaming for sponsoring this video. Be sure to head over to FusionGamingOnline.com for all your Magic the Gathering needs. Check the link in the description below.
All right, up against NJ Sheed. Bring it on, Sheed. And let's see how this one does. I like this. We have Opt, we have Unsummon, we have Wizard's Retort that we don't have mana for, but the Emisizzle in the opening hand is a little bit awkward. Do we actually even pay for this? I don't think we do. We actually like casting our spells after we get stuff down for a couple of different creatures, and so it might be nice to have that up. All right, so Sulfur falls past the turn, and we will probably use the Opt, possibly the Unsummon. We shall see what we're up against here. Well, let's go ahead and fire out the Opt. Ooh, that's a tough choice. I'm not sure we want land at this point. I mean, we get up to Emisizzle, which is nice, but that's kind of like a late game plan. We actually want to be more aggressive if we can be. We're gonna just. I'm hoping we run into land along the way rather than trying to make it happen right now. All right, so Adeliz, the next turn is gonna be insane. As long as we untap with Adeliz, we can do so much damage. We're hoping for a Steamkin. A Steamkin would be sweet. Into Wizard's Lightning, into Adeliz dying. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, try. Ooh. All right. They still have a mana they can play, like Disfigure is a possibility, but hopefully not. That is one thing, is right now a lot of the wizards aren't very resilient, so maybe more dive downs is better. It's rid of a Bond of Revival. What? Alright, whatever. Well, let's do a crap ton of damage, why don't we? Swing in for 8. Down to 5, and that's a fun turn. That's a fun turn. I do enjoy it. Maybe holding up the Wizard's Retort in case of Cry of the Canarium would have been better, but if they're playing the reanimation deck, yeah, they're usually a little bit slower. That was green there too, so... Well, that felt really good. That was a sweet game. All right, up against Beiji. And guys, I don't know. I'm still kind of recovering from my trip. I'm not sure about you guys, but it takes me a while to kind of get back into the swing of things after a longer trip. Steam Vent's tapped. Hopefully there's no Llanowar here. But I guess we don't need to be as conservative with our life total, but there are matchups where it's nice to not keep killing ourselves, you know. Well, that's good. Let's go ahead and get in damage over just getting out the Electromancer. Everything's 1 mana anyway. It doesn't really do much. So down to 18 past the turn. Thought Erasure. Boo. One of these two will be gone. I'm assuming Adeliz, but we Dragonauts can be crazy too. Yeah, there's Adeliz gonzoed. No land. Boo. Piss. Man, what do we go for? The Lava Runner might be nice, but we don't actually get to swing with it this turn anyway. So let's go for the Electromancer, swing in. Probably should be swinging in first, but he's already tapped down, so I don't really care too much. I know there are some things in Modern and everything like that that you're supposed to be doing it in the right order, but meh. Well, I'm glad we at least got down the Electromancer. We do have a lot of power on the battlefield. We'd love to find a land, and we'd love for them to not take the Wee Dragonauts. They don't take the Wee Dragonauts. That's kind of interesting. They actually give us a pretty aggressive play for this next turn, which we're going to go for. We might be overextending ourselves a bit, but we also have a ton of burn in the deck, and they're down to 8 by turn 3. So, good stuff. Ritual Soot, bad stuff. Wee Dragonauts, good stuff. Lightning Strike or any 3-mana burn spell means victory. Victory, victory, victory. Anyway. And Adeliz. Well, let's swing in. Swing. What you got? What you got? Kills the Liz. Kills the gnats. Better not kill the knot. You can kill the Liz, but don't kill the knot. I mean, with only one card in hand, if we had like land into a shock spell, I could see the difficulty here, but then you would just play it out, dude. You have a response, play the response. Ross's Content, Tyrant Scorn, okay. There's a lot of good removal for this deck at the moment. It's kind of sad. So now, Shock also wins us a game. Dive Down gets us closer. But we would just hold that up, not even play the Siren Storm Tamer. Just in case another Ritual Soot or something, we want to hold back probably one creature. Takes the Shock. Eldritch Reform, very interesting. That seemed a bit aggressive, but well, we're going to lose this anyway, so let's go ahead and Siren Storm Tamer. Pass the turn. Because of the discard, I played the land. It also lets us hold up the Storm Tamer. And I mean, we still have a lot of good draws. We have a ton of terrible draws too. They are down to 3. Like, we're gonna play this one out now. The fact that we have so many hasty creatures as well, like we can stay in this game until they start gaining life of some way. Right, negate. Ooh, well, that should just be game. Yes. Whoo! All right, well, that felt good. I was a little bit scared there. The Ritual of Soot was good timing for them. They could have turned that around, but again, this deck is all about just getting that damage output out there, and we done did it. Up against Twist of Fate. Bring it on. Good name, by the way. Appreciate good names. Unsummon, I mean, oh, beautiful curve here. I really like Dreadhorde Arcanus with all of these 1-mana spells. The other thing, too, is with Adeliz, he pumps up and gets to cast other things like a Wizard's Lightning, because it is technically 3 converted mana cost, but it's pretty sweet stuff. You be able to grab anything out of that. Oh, hello, Twist of Fate. How's that happen, are ya? Well, I would unsummon that for 2 life, but I feel like we're going to end up... That might not be the best. Unsummon is worse than just straight removal because, especially against these aggro decks where it's like, well, it's 1 mana. That's fine. We're typically running out of cards at this point anyway. We're good with that. That, however, is annoying. Ugh. And they can just keep playing it over and over again, probably with something else the next turn. Let's go ahead and just swing in. Swing! Down to 18, past the turn. These go wide. Priest of Fire and Gods, this might be one of the worst possible matchups for us. because we don't go wide. We kind of go like 2 to 3 creatures and go big with them. A very bursty. So let's see what you got, sir. Got another creature. Mask of Immolation. That's bad. They can wait too if they wanted to, but yeah, they're just gonna kill me. Kill my guy. All of the damages. Woo, man, it's so good. So good. Seriously, what do we do? I mean, we can unsummon this and slow him down a bit, like, but if we're not hitting our lands, this is very bad. We can maybe go for the Dreadhorde Arcanist, unsummon twice next turn. Like, that's a possible play that can slow the game down a little bit more. And just see if they don't go for the kill. Because with Mayhem Devil, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get 2 creatures out in the battlefield here. But it looks like they made it. Yep. Gonna sack. Oh, Chihuahua. Oh man, it's so much damage. And then a swing in. Down to 9, down to 6. Any other creatures next turn, it's just like lethal on board. Ooh, what's up with my green screen here? Let's fix that a little bit. There we go. So sorry. Ew, we just couldn't find mana. I mean, we're not completely out of this game. So shock, they've gotten rid of, now we've gotten rid of 2 Priests of Forgotten Gods. We're gonna pass the turn, unsummon them on their turn, hopefully find a stinking land. And dude, I don't know what's up with this. It changed nothing and all of a sudden it does that. Well, sorry guys. But now I'm just blurry. No, stop it, come back. Oh, well. Dude, no, I messed it all up now. There it is. I just gotta not be lazy and sit back and stuff. Alright, well, unsummon. They're gonna be able to bring stuff back. See if they have a lightning strike or what they got in hand. Heartfire. 5 points of damage. Okay. It's a little bit aggressive there. I'm going for the Arcanist, just for more defense as well here over the Electromancer. I mean, we'll see what they've got. Good game, Fanatical Fireprint. Yeah, there we go. Good game, sir. That's a good top deck, but I mean, they probably could have gotten a lot of different things. We'll let them do it. Like I said, that's probably one of the hardest matchups for us. I feel like we actually could have had a chance of coming back there if we had drawn a land like at any point of that game. That would have been pretty nice. All right, up against COD. Bring it on, COD. And yeah, this is decent. Lava Runner, Stormkin. We have the op for turn 1 to kind of dig for our Adeliz, dig for lands. We are at 20 lands with this deck, and ooh, against Storm Tamer, well, we will just match it then. How about that? Booyah. We'll take it. We actually prefer not to trade off there. But I'm like stuttering. I don't know what's up, man. All right, well, we have 2 things that can kill Freebooter, so we can get it back. We're okay with this kind of trade-off with our deck. We're just gonna go for the Stormkin and swing in. Swing. The shock is gone. Okay, yeah, so Stormkin. Swing. I have way too much fun doing that, by the way. I'm sorry if you guys are just like, dude, Jeff, stop. You're an idiot. And I'm like, yo, I know. Don't worry about it. All right, no blacks. Down to 18, and let's see if we can find land this game. That would be sweet. Oh, we really need land. Really want land. All right, so we know that they have this Siren Storm Tamer. They can just block this. Let's go ahead and opt. Dig for land. There is the land. Alright, Lava Runner. Storm Tamer. We're actually going to swing in here to try to force a trade. I mean, if we can get them to kill with both Storm Tamers, great. The less blockers they have, amazing. So this could be a Pirates deck as well. I haven't seen blue-black Pirates in a long time, but it's a possibility. Dragonauts ain't bad. All right, let's go ahead and swing in first. We can also swing in with a Lava Runner. And no, we'll just swing with the Stormkin. Just gonna keep on getting in for 2 points of damage. Adeliz, they would trade off for. Let's go ahead and play the Wee Dragonauts. The nice thing about haste is that... Taste? No? If we can hit land, we'll be able to play two things at once. It'll be sweet. Dream? I don't know why they didn't block this. That's very interesting. Happens two target non-land permanents. Wow. All right, no blocks. We don't see red mana for the Captain. What's her bucket? All right, Deliz. We probably should have just like lightning strike at the shock. Of course, Storm Tamer would have come back, but swing from the tail side of my heart. We're gonna hold back the Wee Dragonauts just as a good blocker for all this. We don't have anything to spend. They actually know that already as well. Let's see what they've got. They could have another Siren Storm Tamer or Siren Villa. All right, we'll counter that. Okay, down to 8, past the turn. We have a good blocker, and next turn we have the Lightning Strike to face. They do have the Siren Storm Tamer, but it gives us so much damage that as long as they don't have removal here, we're in grand old shape. Oh yeah, please swing with those fellas. Could there be a Disfigure or something like that here? Do we care about one more point of damage? No, we don't. Down to 8. That's fine. That means less blockers. And that means... Oh no, you cursed being! I'm sorry guys, I'm so weird. It's like midnight right now, just saying. Wizard's Lightning. Alright, so if they sack here, either way it gets rid of a blocker. And then if they block with a Kite Cell Freebooter, like I'm feeling like they're going to have to do, this also pumps the Lava Runner. We could have just made them sack that by doing it anyway, but this is for the best. They let it through. All right, and... Right, how do they have to block? They have to block everything except one. They can let through one creature through. That means that Kite Cell Freebooter will be dying, which means we have a Lightning Strike available to us, which means we... they have the Siren Storm Tamer, which is also going to die, so we have lethal. Right? 4 blockers, get in for at least 2 points of damage. Kite Cell Freebooter has to die here, and then we Lightning Strike in. Siren Storm Tamers are going to be dead after damage is dealt. And let's see, he realizes that, whew, oh man, that was a good game. Blue-black Flyers, Kite Cell Freebooters, that's actually pretty good. I've not really seen that kind of a build, but I'm sure that's not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. All right, up against Candy King Blah. Bring it on, Candy King Blah. And, yep. Yep. I think we keep. I think that we keep. Let's go for Lava Runner into Stormkin and go for 3 points of damage on turn 2. Siren Storm Tamer is good, but not necessarily Exactly what we're looking for at the moment. I don't like taking damage there, but we will swing in. Down to 18, past the turn. This is an awkward thing too, is that it might be better to be playing some spells earlier on before we get everything out, because then it's pretty aggressive to do so. But we want to be able to get the benefit of casting it after an Atlas. And I think that's one of the biggest issues with Wizards, is that it is, if you have the perfect draw, if you're up against the right matchups, whatever, it's really good. But for the most part, it's kind of meh, you know? All right, Atlas. Swing down to 16, and pass the turn. Has the third mana. Yeah, we're not going to block. I guess we should, just in case of light up the stage and stuff like that. Chain-worthy guy. Guess we should not. Sweet. Aeroline. Let's see here. A Storm Tamer. So do we want to kill the Chain Whirler is the question. Yeah, we do. I mean, we're supposed to be really aggressive here, but this does let us get in with Lava Runner, which is big boy now. He's a big boy now. It's so late. I'm sorry. I have to actually stay up because my brother's coming in from California, so, you know, I gotta be here to say hello. Has the shock, gets the 2 extra point of damage. Boo his Atlas for the win with another Wizard's Lightning. Light up the stage. Oh, another shock. Or another light up the stage. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the shock. I would too. I would too. Dodger coming in after the fact. Alright, well, that's still sweet. So, Atlas. Do we actually want to kill here? I think we go for just damage output at the moment. We could hold on to it. We're going really risky here. We get a lot of damage in to the point where all we need is any burn spell on the top and we win. And we want to win. Are you saying it that way? Saying what way? Have any of you guys seen Hot Rod? One of my favorite movies, and that scene is so good. Alright, light up the stage, digs for answers, finds answers. Or at least one. Alright. Gimme. Not that. That's the wrong thing. Oh, I should be swinging in just for a counter, but... Hold up. Anyway, swing! Down to 2. Oh my goodness. We might just have to block. But, like, we don't want to block now if we have lethal on board. So, I mean, no blocks. Take our beats down to 6. See what else they got in hand. Chandra gets to go grab a skewer or a shock or whatever. Kill our Storm Tamer, keep themselves alive for another turn. And actually has lethal on board. So we have to top deck something amazing this exact turn. Otherwise, we dead, son. I mean, we can hold back Siren Storm Tamer to block the Lava Runner one turn.
Mother Lily always say, fight fire with fire.
Yeah, so we're not just dead. All right, so six damage on board. We have to pass the turn. Okay, so pass the turn. And we have to just hope that we draw a shock on the next turn. Go for like a Heartfire or something. We'll counter it. That'd be great. Doesn't use this. Well, we have to block. They have lethal in the graveyard with her too. They could have just grabbed stuff from there. Now they might be thinking they probably should have. They have Skewer the Critics that they can get as well here. Light up the stage. Interesting. I mean, that's a better chance of hitting what they need. 2 damage to any creature and the Lava Runner. So do we find burn off the top? That is the question. Do we find it? Do we find it? No, we do not. Good game. We got nothing. We got diddly squat. I'll let him swing in for the win. I mean, you don't always get that opportunity as a mono red player, so. Oh, that was rough. I feel like we had such a good chance with that game. They had a lot of burn that they ran into there. I'm trying to think if we could have played it any differently. Maybe a little bit more aggressively at some points. Like we probably could have been swinging in a little bit earlier with the lava runner. That's the only like 2 point. That might have been 2 points of damage if we had been doing that earlier on. That's the only place I really could think of doing that any better. And I think that we still played that conservatively enough that it was probably better, but we'll see. Anyway, let's go to the wrap up. Alrighty then. So Wizards, Stormkin Wizards, and dude, I think they're actually pretty solid right now. I think it's not too shabby. Lightning Stormkin adds a lot. Like every time we got him out, we got in for 2 points of damage at least, like almost every time. But typically like 6 points of damage. So 2 mana for 6 points of damage with a Wizards deck, great. If Adeliz gets out there, it just gets pumped up so much more. The issues with the deck are the same as they were before, and that's just that you run the risk of running. You need so many instances of sorceries to make it so that Adeliz is even worth your time, or We Dragonauts is worth your time. That it's inconsistent in actually finding the creatures, which actually get pumped. So it's the typical prowess issue. But I do think that there's a lot of good things in the format right now. I would love to have maybe even a little bit more. Maybe Skewer the Critics is good in here. Wizards Lightning, maybe like Skewer the Critics over Lightning Strike. But again, we're wanting to cast stuff before we actually do damage. So it's a little bit interesting. I'm not sure what's the best way to go there. I'd love to hear see your guys' versions of this, or maybe things you guys would change with it down in the comments below. And if you guys haven't yet, please like and subscribe. It helps me out so much if you guys subscribe, so please do that. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.